the things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most.
Terrence Howard is finally spilling some heavy tea about how Diddy allegedly shifted his focus to Bryshere Gray when things didn't go the way he wanted with Terrence. According to Terrence, Diddy tried to cross a line with him, but Terrence made it clear he wasn't built like that. After that, he claims Diddy moved on to Bryshere, who was still under 18 at the time, and what followed reportedly left the young actor completely broken. And here's where it gets even darker. Terrence alleges that Bryshere's money-hungry mother, Andrea, knew what was happening to her son and still allowed it to continue in exchange for money. Jaguar Wright was the first to publicly accuse Andrea of being involved in Bryshere being passed around, but hearing similar claims come straight from Terrence's mouth makes it hit even harder. Terrence says he was working with Bryshere on Empire, and every time they showed up on set, he watched Bryshere look more and more worn down, like pieces of him were disappearing each day. Now, when it comes to Diddy's alleged predatory behavior, nothing really shocks people anymore. But Terrence Howard? Nobody expected him to have a story like this. Terrence has always made it very clear, almost aggressively so, that he's straight, so the idea that Diddy would even attempt something with him is wild. But according to Terrence, that's exactly the point. He claims Diddy doesn't go after men who are openly gay or bi. He allegedly targets straight men because breaking them down and stripping their masculinity gives him a sense of power. That's what Terrence believes Diddy tried to do to him and what he allegedly succeeded in doing to Bryshere. Terrence lit the internet up a few days ago after appearing in an interview where he revealed that Diddy allegedly tried to get with him. He said Diddy called him claiming he needed coaching for a role. Whether that role ever existed or was just an excuse to get Terrence to his house is still unclear, but according to Terrence, it definitely wasn't about acting lessons. He says once he realized what Diddy was really on, he cut off all contact immediately, but that didn't stop others in the industry. Terrence claims that even after distancing himself from Diddy, other producers approached him with similar offers, roles in exchange for crossing boundaries.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman.
But Jaguar didn't stop there, y'all. In another interview, she broke down how Bryshere allegedly even ended up in Diddy's circle and named the people who made it happen. She claims Bryshere's former manager, Charlie Mack, worked together with his mother, Andrea Mayberry, to allegedly hand him over to Diddy and Will. According to Jaguar, the only reason Charlie even needed Andrea's involvement was because Bryshere was still 17 at the time and legally required his mother's approval. Jaguar suggested that if Bryshere had been older, the situation could have been even worse, allegedly.
When you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So
now this is where things get even crazier. Jaguar claims that during the same period all of this was happening, Andrea actually came to her asking for help with Bryshere. Jaguar says she warned Andrea to get Bryshere away from Charlie Mack, calling him the main link between Bryshere and Diddy. But according to Jaguar, Andrea did nothing. Instead, she allegedly allowed Diddy and Will to continue having access to her son. By that point, Jaguar claims there was barely anything left of Bryshere emotionally. He had already been turned out and allegedly turned to substances to cope, something Terrence also mentioned in his interview.
Say, Andy, I'm talking about Bashir's mom. I'ma kick you in your in and I'ma go to work North Philly style. F you and Charlie. You happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell. I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You CI. I'm sorry.
Before Terrence's recent interview, he had already hinted at someone being completely defeated and emasculated by the industry, but at the time, people didn't catch who he was talking about. Terrence spoke about how certain black men in Hollywood are stripped of their power. He said, with the new formula, most men are made to be effeminate and lose their strength. They allow white men to be strong, but not black men. He went on to say, I'm not removing parts of myself to fit into someone else's story. They need to expand their stories so men can be men while still appreciating a woman's beauty. And Jaguar still wasn't done. She also claimed that Bryshere has been trying to find lawyers to file a lawsuit against Will and Diddy for what allegedly happened to him. According to her, he's been attempting this for a while, but hasn't been able to secure strong legal representation because the industry is actively trying to silence him. Jaguar even went as far as claiming there's a secret tape involving Justin Bieber, Will, Jaden, Diddy, and Bryshere, and that she's one of the few people who has seen it.
See, they trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up on knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a Philly whore. You're a big old and they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his fucking book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody
Definitely
care
take
about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids. That came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the fuck away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago safe to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gate. You and Charlie Mack.
As for the lawsuit Jaguar is referring to, many believe it's the reported $50 million case against Diddy and Will. One line from the suit reportedly reads, "I suspect the soon-to-step-forward male victim of this A-list mogul will not be the last." From the looks of it, Terrence may have been telling the truth all along. People online definitely had opinions. One person said, "This is the first guy besides 50 and Corey Williams really speaking on the dark side of Hollywood in those parties." Another added, "This gave me way more respect for Terrence. God bless him for telling the truth." Someone else wrote, "Terrence Howard speaks facts. Don't give up your manhood for fame. The industry is wicked." Others praised the podcast for giving Terrence a platform. But now I want to know what you think. How do you feel about Terrence spilling Bryshere's tea? And do you believe Bryshere was really victimized by Diddy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.